He was just on.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the locker room, Gridiron Football Locker Room. Man, we got the Alief Kings in the building, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
got the Alief Kings in the
Kings,
damn
baby.
building tonight. Can you
Yes.
believe? Hey, look, let me say this before we go any further about the Alief Kings, man. So here go where I am with youth football in Houston. In my pantheon of top 5s and 10s and 20s and all that, Alief Kings is a top 3 organization to me in the city of Houston. And I'll tell you why I say that. I'll tell you why I say that. Because when I look at what RCU doing with all the numbers, because they got so many numbers, I got to put them up there. And this ain't no order. Number 2, I got to keep in that mix that's in that order. I'm not saying it's y'all or RCU. I got to put y'all up there, man. When you winning multiple championships year after year, I think, man, that's, that goes without saying. I mean, y'all have built yourself up to that level to be that type of organization, to go into that type of respect, man. And that's much respect on what y'all have built. So I got to put y'all at least in that top 3 pantheon of teams in Houston right now. So, man, with that being said, man, Bud, go and get on my ass, man. You want to get on my ass by saying something anyway?
No. Hey, wait, no. We cleared it up as long as we know, and as long as you know that moving forward, when you thinking in your head, who got the record, who holding it down the most the last 2 years, who going in there, who representing, who the most winningest, who got the most Super Bowls, you understand? It's that black and gold. I'm cool with it. Like that.
I got you.
The 3 and 4 the 3 and 4 Super Bowl team thing. That's coming. We coming with that. It's around the corner. So just hold on. You'll be right about that. You just said it about the wrong team.
So, man, let me ask y'all this, man, and we're gonna give everybody a chance to fire their shots. So, you guys, and I don't know who did and who didn't, but I remember when y'all were the Bills, the Southwest Bills. And y'all did away with the Bills moniker. Y'all came back as the Kings for whatever reason. It really don't matter at this point. I don't even know what it was, but it don't even matter because you guys quickly have made a name for the Alief Kings. Quickly have made that name. So here's what I want to ask, though. Coming from playing in fun football, coming over to Gridiron, and how could y'all go for a league, and we're going to start with you, Deuce, that had no respect whatsoever in fun, and now y'all come in the Gridiron, who supposedly is one of the best, not in Houston, but in the city, and y'all kicking ass and taking names, man. Talk to me.
First off, I want to thank you for that great introduction. You know what I'm saying? We've been putting in a lot of work. We've been working together as a team, as a community, as a collective, man. So it starts with there. So really, man, we just sat down at the table, man. We was like, we need to come together. We need to do something that's gonna make a statement. So we was like, we got a lot of teams within a little small region, a small area. We need to combine that, and we can be something powerful. And that's what we did. We unified Alief, and we gonna continue to do that, man. So we said we was gonna do something years ago. We finally did it, and we've been sticking to it, investing into it, investing in, putting a little that's making it a lot, man. And shoot, this is where we at, man. And the success is coming with just all the work that we're doing as a collective. Everybody plays a key role, you know what I'm saying? And, we count on each other, we lean on each other, and that's what it's been.
So, Bud, I know you've been around from them Southwest Bills days, man. Like, how has that transition been going from being the Southwest Bills to now being the dominant Alief Kings and the respect that y'all get across the city?
Well, man, a lot of that go back, Kev, to I don't disrespect no league. I know you say Fun wasn't that dominant, but Fun had a lot of good coaches and a lot of good teams in there. It's just that they didn't really play outside of Fun, so you didn't get a chance to see it. But even then, I remember I came all the way out to Chavez High School when I heard some coach named Kevin Walker with the Southside Cowboys had one of the most baddest damn 12 years around that was. Guess what? We packed the kids up. We got in the bus. We came out there. We scrimmaged y'all one time at one of y'all jamborees. That attitude of always wanting to seek out hard work, it don't matter what league you in. I don't care if you're a 9-9, Gridiron, or YFF or whatever. If you're willing to go out and seek hard work, then you're going to put yourself up against the best, and you're going to be able to prove yourself. So fun probably was big fish in a small pond, but the mentality don't change. Just because we came over the gridiron, we're gonna keep the same work ethic. We're gonna put in the same effort, the same level of coaching, and as long as you put in the work, the winner take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree. So, Coach T, let me ask you this, brother. So, I know they respect you around there as far as your leadership goes and being one of the guys that kind of can shot call and make some decisions about the org. Now, how has it been from you going from fun coming over to gridiron, playing gridiron football? How has it been for you as in a leadership role?
Now, like Bud said, in respect to all leagues, fun was an okay league. For as me, Kev, I had been transitioned over to the gridiron side of playing. I've been in gridiron for like the past almost 10 years because I was the A-Leaf Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I combined with the Bills when we came with the Kings. With that being said, man, it was just a unified front, like Goose said. It was like a brotherhood. I've been knowing Bud 20 plus years, Ashanti 20 plus. So us coming together just bridged the gap of the A-Leaf as a united front. And coming to gridiron where it was a more competitive front, we just knew we would be more successful, coming together and doing it together.
Yeah.
Or
So, Coach.
you know,
Okay. So, Coach Duke, I'm in the grocery store. I see your A-Leaf Kings T-shirt. Man, I'm looking somewhere for my babies to play football. Man, recruit me to the A-Leaf Kings.
First off, I'm gonna ask you how you doing. You know what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm a representative of the A-Leaf Kings. We would love for you and your son to be a part of our organization. We are more so a family. We're really a family. We have a tight knit. We throw lots of gatherings just to make sure that our parents feel like they're a part of something. We create an experience unlike no other. You know what I mean? And that's the goal every year is to keep pouring into these kids, and we showing that by the parents, by how many kids we have, how many parents we have. Because I mean, each year we're growing as an organization. So I would love for them to be a part of it. I would love for you to be a part of what we have, man. And these friendships that we have are gonna be long lasting. I'm telling you, we creating bonds over here. And your son is gonna be surrounded by great men who want to see them excel beyond football because it's bigger than football with the Kings. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we lean on each other, we cut for each other, we love each other. You know what I'm saying? These are my brothers. So, hey, this is a family. You know what I mean? So come be a part of this family.
So I got a daughter, Coach Deuce. My daughter want to cheer. So what y'all got for her?
Hey, we got kings and queens, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And they live
okay.
too. No, hey, they live too. Shoot. So hey, bring your daughter. You know what I'm saying? We all a family. You know what I'm saying? We don't move without the other. Kings go with the queens, and the queens go with the kings. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do. Everything we do is unified. That's why we don't break. Everything that we do is unified. We move as a unit. You know what I'm saying? We support each other. We support our cheerleaders, our queens, just like they support us. We won, man. I'm telling you, that's what's making us the Kings, because we all are tight. You know what I'm saying?
So when Deuce Bud talk about that camaraderie and being a tight knit org as a coaching staff, how hard is it, man? Because when you're successful as an org, when you're successful, that's when the dissension starts to try and creep in the mix. How hard is it, Bud, for you guys to keep the coaches on one accord with each other? How hard is that?
Well, Kevin, I mean, you've been here, you've been successful, so you know how it is, man. It's really just a situation where at the end of the day, you're gonna bump heads. You bump heads at home with your wife, with your kids. You're gonna bump heads with your brothers, your
I'm
coworkers.
single.
But as long as
I'm
you
single.
willing hey, as long as you're willing to check your ego at the end of the day, and that's really
Yeah.
what it boils down to. If I'm having a disagreement, man, I really sit back and I'll be like, is this about me or is this really about an issue? And if it's about me, then you let it ride. Sometimes you fight for stuff that you just really want, you know. But at the end of the day, you put your ego to the side. You think about what's best for the organization, what's best for the longevity of the club, and that's what's most important at the end of the day. You go from there.
So, Coach T, when Bud talk about what's best for the org, when you look at a young man up and coming, and I'm sure Deuce was probably one of the ones that were younger than y'all but want to come up in this thing as a coach. What about you looks at a cat like Bud and like Deuce and say, man, let's give this brother a chance to be a head coach? What is it about any man that's in your org that you say, man, I think he worthy?
The character of them, the character of them all, Kev. You know, it don't take much to see through some BS. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, I'm gonna be honest, completely honest. I think that's one of the God's gifts that was granted to me was the kind of analyze and see something before it happens. Deuce know I'm pretty good with that. Me and him always talk, you know, far as the advice side with all the coaches, you know, but far as looking at an up and coming cat, man, they're going to show how adamant and committed they are to giving towards the kids. Because they're going to show something that's bigger than football before they even touch the field. That's going to make me say, okay, this guy has a good character. He fits what we're trying, you know, to promote and what we're trying to do as the Kings. Everybody think it's about football, but it's really not. As you can see, we do a lot outside of football for our organization, whether it's giving back, whether it's donating, we bike drives, we have nice banquets, we have nice functions. We always try to find something to give back to our group of kids. So it's shout out to our whole Alief King staff, because we got solid people from top to bottom that's not even on this phone call right now that
Yeah.
gives 100%, you know, that don't have anything to do with coaches or team moms or anything. The whole staff, you know, pretty much give their all towards, you know, making us be what we are now. So
I hear you. I feel you. That's good stuff. So, Coach Deuce, back to you. You was 10U coach last year.
Yes, sir.
So I talked to some guys at Harris County at the Sheriff's Department, and I think they put a warrant out for your arrest for child abuse, the way y'all handled teams last year, man.
Hey, man, hard work,
Say, man,
hard work.
that was abuse the way y'all ran through some teams, bro.
Hey,
Them
man.
y'all had some grown men up there, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, we really just, like I said, investing into these kids, man. I mean, we're not trying to find the top name kids. We appreciate whatever kids we got, man, and we just gonna keep pouring into them, pouring knowledge into them, and we gonna make sure each position is developing, and that's what a team is about. You know what I mean? We're really about the team. So it's like we made sure we had running back coaches, had lineman coaches, had linebacker, DB, wide receiver, quarterback coaches. We do every coach, all our coaches, like Terry said, are important to our success. You know what I'm saying? From the offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator. And once the alignment is good, the success is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my coaches that put in, because it wasn't just Coach Deuce. I would never take any credit for anything, any success that we had. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do it alone. We work together as a team. That's Coach Eric. That's Coach Bud. I'm sorry. Shout out to Coach Bud. That's Coach Black. That's Coach E. That's my dog, Coach Josh, Coach K Hen, Coach Rick, Coach Gunn, Coach Rob, Coach Hughes, man, Coach Will, Bailey. We work together with them kids, man, like I said, day in and day out. And that's what contributes to a lot of success, man. Teaching them what we knew, what we know.
So, Bud, let me ask you this, man. When y'all watch some other episodes of this show and people saying, man, I want them A-Leaf Kings, man, put them A-Leaf Kings on my schedule, man, give me them A-Leaf Kings. Everybody so far that asked for the A-Leaf Kings, man. Who y'all asking for, Bud? Who do the
Hey,
A-Leaf Kings want to see?
Anybody.
let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. We don't ask for nobody. We are the show. We are the
Yeah.
show. All right. You're lucky to get us on the roster because we're gonna spend. First of all, we're gonna come and spend more money on Gatorade than most niggas gonna make it to gate. First of all, we coming deep. All right. So have some good food. Have plenty of Gatorade. Have some waters. We're coming out there. We're gonna kick ass all day and have a good time. All
Yeah.
right. We ain't asking for nobody. Anybody that get put on that schedule, because you know Ken gonna give us the number one schedule. We getting the hardest schedule either way it go. So hey,
Yeah.
however kid put them on there, that's how they can get it, man. We ain't asking. We ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Them boys seen them brooms last year, man. Them boys seen their brooms, and they gonna get their shot this year to get the league back. I suggest they take it because we coming every game. We coming, and we want the sweep. We ain't happy with our best level winning. We want the sweep. All four and nothing.
They,
Hey, hey, Kev, before
yeah. Talk
I
to me,
got my
Coach T.
Coach T Lane in the waiting room because he was the 6U champ, and he got something he was trying to say too. He say he been sitting in the waiting room trying to get on the live. So I don't know if you can let him in, Coach T Lane.
Hold on. Let me see where he at, man. Let me see. Hold on. There you go. What's up, T Lane? Talk to me.
Nothing, y'all ain't want to let me in.
We gonna let
What's
you
up,
in,
man?
Coach.
Lane, I
What's
say
up?
I had to get you in. They talking the championship talk right now.
I didn't
Yeah,
even see you down there,
Yeah,
Coach. That's
hey, and
my
we
fault.
ran
Put
through.
that on me.
We ran through
T Lane, so
everything in
you
the
was a
city
6U
that wanted
head
to
coach
line up.
last year. You was 6U head
Yes,
coach
sir.
last year. Congratulations on your title last year in Gridiron. But man, everybody asking for the Alief King, T Lane. Everybody say put Alief first on the schedule, bro.
Well, they wasting their time, man, because from top to bottom, we running through everything, top to bottom. And this year, not only I'm on 6U, I'm the head coach of 8U too. So they better get out the way. They in trouble.
So T Lane, let me ask you this, man. I talked specifically to the Southeast Lions. They was on the first show. They say they done revamped at the bottom on 6U. They got a new good solid 6U coach. Boo say he back and strong as ever on 8U. Man, you
Shout
gonna
out to
have your
Boo.
hands full, man. You gonna have your hands full, T Lane, trying to mess with two levels, brother. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that pressure?
See, the thing about them, you only can coach one game at one time, and they one after another. I'm gonna be ready. Hey, and it ain't just me. I got a staff. I
Yeah.
ain't the head coach of 6U. Mr. J. Clee, the head coach of 6U. I just call the offensive plays. That's all I got to focus on over there. And then I got a staff on 8U calling offense and defense. We ready.
mm.
They just better be ready. We anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Anybody.
Hey, Kev, on the side note, I
Go
just
ahead,
want to
Coach T.
point
Go
this
ahead.
out.
Go ahead.
I want to point this out about our 6U and our 10U from last year, since everybody kind of got this misconstrued. Not only was they Super Bowl champions, but both of them was undefeated, undisputed Super Bowl champions. Now the blemish on neither record last year, 6U played everybody in gridiron from top to bottom, whether it was a pickup game, and I think our final record, what it was, like 14 and 0, 16 and 0, something like that.
14 and 0.
14 and
14
0.
and 0.
I mean, the 10U, you know, we already talked about the 10U. You know, I hear everybody saying who the team to beat, who to go through, who. You can't beat a champ until you beat the champ, if that makes sense.
It
So we
make all
just
the
want to
sense
be
in the
clear with
world.
that. Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. So if if I'm looking for a solid org, what is the one thing that the A-League Kings can promise me if I bring my kid because I'm a little man, I got two or three boys that's looking to play football, but if I bring my kids to the A-League Kings, man, what's the one thing that y'all can promise me as an org will never happen at your practices or at a game? Coach, I promise you this will never happen. What is this, Deuce? What is this that will never happen?
What I would say is you're gonna come to a safe environment. You're gonna come to a place to where you're gonna feel protected. We kind of lay down the law. I ain't gonna say necessarily the law, but we kind of lay down what our standards is as a community. You know what I'm saying? Again, it takes the parents, the players, the coaches, the whole nine, the whole shebang. So we move as a unit. We get it understood from this from
Oh, he cut out on us. Talk to me, bud. What can y'all guarantee a parent?
You
Hey,
know,
we're gonna do our best to keep this kind of confusion away from y'all.
oh, okay, okay. I like that better because I would never tell anybody never, you know, because you don't know when you're gonna be in any type of situation. What I will say is between T Lane, Cleat, all of the head coaches, all the people that we rely on as like a brain trust, man, we go out of our way in terms of any type of mitigation that we can come up with for all scenarios, man. We really put the kids first. We really try to have a no BS positive environment. Yeah, we're gonna talk noise and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we respect them. You know, we not calling nobody out their names or anything crazy like that. We're not having no fights or nothing like that. You know, that's not our agenda. We just want to play some good football. You know, so I can't. You know, you can never say never, but just know that our intentions are mature in their purpose. You know, we're not on no BS over here.
So if y'all had a chance to sit down, we're gonna start with you, T Lane. If you had a chance to sit down next week with Ken and do that gridiron schedule, who would be first out to shoot for the Alief Kings? If you had a chance to see somebody first to get a test for your level, who would you put on that schedule, T Lane, out to shoot?
Um, Probably me. RCU. RCU. Better yet, Cypress Elite if they was able to rebuild their team.
Okay. Same question, Coach T. If you had a chance to sit down and do that schedule, who would be the first out to shoot for you guys?
I'm gonna be honest with me, Kev. I'm so confident, in our organization, the staff of coaches. It don't matter. Bring whoever you want. Whoever want us first, pick a straw. We'll take the hardest. We'll take the whoever. I just send me the schedule. We ready to play. At the end of the day, send me the schedule. We ready to play. I got confidence in them to play whoever. That's just
Yeah,
how I feel.
yeah. Same question, bud. Who would you want to see y'all match up against off the shoot?
Well, me,
Just for the sake of the org getting better. Just for the sake of y'all knowing this organization, pound for pound, are gonna give us solid games on every level.
I'm gonna go with the team. Then I mean, if you put it that way, I'm gonna go with the team that I felt like gave us good games on almost every level. I'm gonna go out there with the Lions. I want the Lions first in that regard. You know, especially with me coaching TU, I think Mo is the odds-on favorite, respectively. At the beginning of the season, he's going in with the with the nod as having the best TU. So I want to see what the best TU look like out the gate.
Yeah, because they definitely asked for y'all first. So,
Mm.
so it's
Well,
I
good
don't
that
know
you
why.
asked for them first.
I don't know why I put 90 points on them people in 2 games last year. 90. Check the book.
What was
90.
you on? You was on 6 shoot T Lane?
Yes, sir. Running
Mm.
through everything. Everybody got 90. Beat one team by 60. With a running clock.
So let me ask you guys this. I don't know if y'all have ever even thought about or experiencing the whole taking kids to nationals and doing the nationals thing. And the only reason why I bring that up is because of my level of respect for what y'all have built over the past few years with the A-League Kings. Man, I know for a fact that 10U team that y'all had last year, size and athleticism to both on that team was a team that could have made some noise on a national level. Have you guys ever even thought about taking a team to Florida to do some national tournaments?
we we did year before last. Of course, our 10U and our 12U was good. We went to Dallas. Our 12U lost in double overtime. Last second play. To go to Florida. They was ready. Like our 10U last year was solid. I think just the timing of it all, the parents wasn't prepared for it, so that's why it didn't happen. Uh, so this year we have yet to see. We'll see what we look like on levels if we want to participate in it, but financially it be the burden of it and just the timing of it, all of that matters of what decision we would make. The
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
we know the team's good enough, but the other puzzle pieces have to fall in place too to make it really happen. That be that be it.
So we know we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. We really didn't dive all the way in. So T Lang, I'm gonna let you answer this first. As far as Gridiron go as a league, man, playing in Gridiron, the league, what about the competition in Gridiron do you love? Like, as far as being able to compete, and or do you think, hey, maybe I've been in some other places that were a little more competitive, but I like the camaraderie of the teams and how things jump off, or is it the competition level in Gridiron? What is it about Gridiron that keeps drawing you back in as a coach besides the Alief Kings organization?
Well, from what I know from Gridiron, because we've been in Gridiron before when we was the Bills. We was there, then we left, and we went to fun. Then we came back and we got together. But from what I know, that's where the top competition is with all the leagues we've been in. I done played at when I first started. I've been doing this since 2008. I started over at Alief Dad's club over there with Big Will them playing against the AYA them. Terry them was over there too. Bud them was over there. We went from there from TFA, fun, but the stiff competition to me out of all the leagues that we've been in has always been Gridiron, top to bottom, no matter what level it is. If it's your freshman all the way up to your seniors, you got to bring it. You got to bring it.
So tell me your opinion, Bud, on the Gridiron and the competition level in Gridiron.
It's definitely right now the highest competition. It's got the most quality programs in it. You usually get your most competition from quality programs. And as far as the league, I like what Ken's doing. I bump heads with Ken and stuff all the time, and I tell him all the time, "Hey, Ken, you should do this, you should do that." But what Gridiron is going towards, and what I want to get back is kind of like back in the day, we had TFA or any league where there was like stability. I want to play the same teams over and over and over again. So we can go back and talk shit and talk about how we kicked your ass 4 years ago, and then you kicked our ass this year. I want to follow kids. I miss being able to do things like that because everybody jumps around now so much. They change teams so much that you really can't follow teams and coaches like you used to. Building up rivalries like what we building with RCU, what we building with the Lions, like that's what makes leagues last, and that's what makes leagues fun and interesting to me. I used to love going to go play against Shane and Inwood, or Dave at Inwood, or Steve at ODC. I used to love those games because I knew it was going to be big games, and we took every year personal. We tried to kick each other butt every single year. And 1 year might be your year, next year might be his year. But the stability of the league is ultimately is what I like about it most, and that also breeds the competition.
Coach T, talk to me about this competition level in Gridiron, man. What do you see that makes you keep coming back and inspiring you to want to do it again? Because that's the thing now, as grown men, we need that inspiration sometime too. When you just running through people, sometimes you don't feel inspired to show up every day. But what about
Yeah,
Gridiron continues to make you inspired and show up every day for your kids?
yeah, it's definitely top tier league for as competition is concerned, and just the relationship I got with Ken. You know what I mean? That's a second to none deal. For us, the competition wise, Kev, like it's kind of like the NFL, man. It's any given, how you say any given Sunday is any given Saturday. 1 minute you feel like you the top team, number one or two. By the time you get to week 6, you done drop from 1 to 4 if you ain't on your game. You know, you beat a team in the regular season and then get to the playoffs. They come back and they get you. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah,
might have been
yeah.
the third seed when we was the favorite, like last year, man, break my heart. We still have nightmares over that game. We lost the, STX Oilers, on the 12U. We were one of the favorites to for sure be in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? On the 12U level, man. And they came to play. They wanted it
Yeah,
that day.
yeah,
That's what I love about the league, man. You just never know. Your pick might not be the pick that make it, this week in and week out. It's
that's true.
always some good games. So
So,
that's what I
so,
love about the competition, though.
so, Deuce, we touched on it a little bit earlier, man. But being the returning champ on 10U, you're moving up to 12U now. Like, what do you think about that competition level in gridiron? And I'm gonna ask you just personally, after you answer about gridiron competition, why go from 10 to 12?
Uh, well, to answer the first question about the gridiron competition, I mean, it's good competition. It's real good competition. I mean, that they challenge us. Each team that we face has challenged us to really break down film, study what they do, try to take away what they like to do. So it's like each team is gonna test you. Each week you don't look at it as a W because anything can happen on any given Saturday or Sunday. So I got to make sure as a coach that my kids are prepared, that my coaches are prepared. Shoot, we got to be ready to beat them before we even get off the field. We got to beat them at practice before we beat them at the games. So, and that's how serious we have to take that level of competition. Well, really, we approach it to any team that we play. We hold we think that each team that we're facing has presents a possibility to try to knock our head off. So
Yeah.
my job is to make sure my kids, we ready to hit them in their mouth before they hit us in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be fundamentally sound and be ready to go.
So talk to me about that transition from 10 to 12. Was that something that the organization decided, or was that something that you decided is that you want to move on to the next level?
Yeah, man. For two reasons. My son he actually is on the 12U level before, so I kind of allowed him to be coached by somebody else other than me. That's how I've been doing, and that's how I started. So I originally started coaching with him, and then I kind of migrated down because I started with the Bills as well, with T Lane and Bud, and I hands picked some kids, man, formed some some tough bonds, man. To whereas like I said, it's bigger than football. It's like the kids that I've been with, I kind of raised them. I feel like I've been a father to them, and it's kind of I wanted to stay with them and see them throughout their journey. I'm going to still stay with them throughout their journey, man, because it's like I want to see the progression from the start to the finish. I mean, it's a challenge. And I love it. I love to see the growth. You know what I mean? So it's like I've accepted it. Me and my coaches, we've been together the whole time too. So it's like we all been going up. Now to make the transition to 12U, I think the game is still gonna be the same. The kids are older now. We can teach them more. We can speak more football terminology to where they can understand it. That's going to equip them and prepare them for the next level via middle school, high school, college. That's what we're preparing them for. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm fortunate enough, I would love to be a part of their journey and stay connected with them. Since they've been forward all the way until they're grown men like myself. So that's the goal that I have, man, and I want to try to see that through.
So, Coach T, let me ask you, as a parent, what has coaching Little League football, or how has Little League football, and this is going to be a question for all you guys, how has Little League football changed you as a father, just as a dad, as a parent? How has working with these kids, because sometimes we all know, man, we get kids that come to practice that hadn't eaten. When we ain't seen them for a couple of days, it's because they ain't have a ride. So how
Right.
is it that working with these kids has helped you as a father with your own kid become a better parent?
I mean, far as working with the kids, and over time, just being coaching with kids, it makes you develop a lot of patience. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot of understanding, a lot of opening their ear. As you get older, you get wiser with the kids. You start doing more listening to them than over talking them to understand what's going on in their lives too. which gives you patience, you know, and the patience transfer over to, you know, your own kids. You take whatever you're teaching your kids, like if I'm a great father at home, I'm trying to transfer that to the field to a kid who doesn't have the same opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Or
sir.
even vice versa. If my kid sees a lot, he gets a lot. I'm trying to show them the kid that doesn't get as much, you know, so they'll be grateful about what they get in life. You know what I mean? To understand everybody don't walk the same walk. So, you know, that's what kind of gravitates me towards keep coming back. Just the what we giving back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And that's
yeah.
bigger than the stripes on the field or the laces on the football. You know, we give back a lot of time, which, you know, at the end of the day comes with a lot of wisdom. You know, you touching souls and so many, and saving lives in the aspect of it. To me, personally.
So T Lane, let me ask you this, Coach. As a
Mhm.
dad, what has working with these kids? What has it gained you? What have you learned that now you can say, man, you know what? I was tripping with myself on this, but now working with these babies, when I take this back to my own, whether this boys or girls, what have you learned as a coach that helped you as a father?
It with these kids, I learned, you know, just like T said, patience. Learn how to patience with these kids and discipline. Anybody that know me, I teach kids a lot. If you, they don't learn nothing else from me, when they leave me, they gonna be disciplined. And
Mhm.
I teach my kids that. And by my kids being around some of these kids, they get to see kids that have that's a little more or less fortunate than them too. They get to learn as well as I get to learn. You might have this at the house, and this person might not have this at the house. We dropping kids off. We stopping getting kids stuff to eat before we drop them off at home, making sure they have this, making sure they have that. They get to witness this type of stuff versus you just constantly telling them, and they never get to see it, but they get to come across these type of individuals in their past too, where they can learn as well.
So, Bud, same question, Bud. What has working with these kids in the A-Leaf community, how has it bettered you as a person and as a father?
Pretty much the same thing like Ted said. You get a lot of patience. You learn how to, you see things and you start noticing things that aren't always as a parent. You know, I could spot a hungry kid damn near from a mile away now because I know the characteristics, I know the symptoms, I know how they act, I know what they do. And then, like T Lane said, it taught me how to stop spoiling my own damn kids. You know, seeing what some of these kids' situations are and just how grateful they are for the simplest shit. You know, it really make you go home and be a little bit harder on your own kids and not just spoil them and give them everything. Because something like a damn cheeseburger on the way from a game might be a difference maker in the kid's life. And your kids might say, "Well, we want a steak tonight," or some shit like that. What my kids do. So it definitely helps me be a little bit more stricter at home as a parent.
Same question, dude. Because I heard your baby crying in the background.
Yeah, man. Football. You see, I'm gonna just pick because I'm piggybacking off of all of what the fellas
Yeah,
already said, man. They said
yeah.
patience. Patience is key, man. Patience is a virtue, and I think by being a little league coach, you be exposed to a lot of different things. You um learn how to lead in different ways. You know, you become more protective because of the backgrounds of some of the people who you encounter. You know, you seek to uplift them as well as teach your son or your daughter, you know, how to do that. You know what I'm saying? How to be fortunate, how to appreciate what we have, because you know, like Bud said, everybody might not have what we have. Everybody not be fortunate, but I believe us as coaches, us as kings, we've all been fortunate enough to be able to give people hope. You know what I'm saying? Give people aspirations to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we a family, man. We're a family. So each kid that we take in, we love on them as if they're ours. You know what I'm saying? And our kids, they see that, and our kids, they welcome that. So that's gonna make them a better human, a better person, because what we're doing, we're reaching out to all these different peoples out of the kindness of our heart, not expecting nothing back. We're not asking for money. We're not asking for anything. We're just trying to give off love, guidance, strength, you know what I'm saying, and trying to make sure that these kids have a promising future. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we investing into everything that we do with these kids. We pouring into them, not just football, because it's bigger than football, especially with the Kings, man. We love these kids, man. And you know, we just adapt that love and all that love that we point into these kids, man, it just goes home. So for me, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? So my son, he see the love that I'm giving him. He see the love that I give these other kids, and I'm the same way. I welcome them here in my home. You know, I pick them up, take them wherever they need to go, man. I got like 30, 40 kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real over here. Man,
So
so
T
I
Lane,
love it.
I'm asking you this,
What's
T
up?
Lane. Long as you've been around doing this little league football thing, man, from Southwest Bills all the way through up until now, man. So what do you think has changed for the worse, not for the better, for the worse about little league sports? Period. Basketball, football, track. What has changed, man? Where has the respect
Yeah.
gone in the youth football game?
Expectations. Expectations. These parents' expectations are so high. These coaches, they run their mouth during the week on these social media pages. Then they get out there. They knew they couldn't coach before they went out there. Then they go out there, and then the writing's on the wall. And then now you want to turn it into a goddamn tussle and rustle. It's no need for all of that, at all.
Coach T, same question, man. I know you've been around a long time, T. I done seen you as a part of them Southside Showcase teams. Like, so what do you think has changed in the youth football landscape for the better? What do you think has been made better about youth football? Not worse, but better.
Um,
I'm coming to you next, Deuce. So get ready over there.
what's been made better
What's been
is
made better? From the time you started, T, up till now, what do you say now, Kev, for real? This has changed and made youth football a better game. Hey, and if you
uh
think it's nothing, feel free to say nothing has gotten better.
I I I want to. I don't want to say. I can find something, Kev, but it's hard because the times have changed. I think social media and stuff took so much out of the youth game to be just a fun game. But for the most part, the flip side of it, I do think it's gotten better for us certain, I guess, exposure for kids at least. For if you have a social media front for us, the platform, how we try to use it with our organization in a
Mm-hmm.
positive light. I'm not too big on us getting on social media and down talking another organization or any kind. I think we use it for a positive light, especially how you broadcasting us now. I think that has made the platform better for youth football if you use the media fronts in the right direction. But that's about the most I can see because on the flip side of it, it's a lot has changed from when I first started. So that's the best I can find. Yeah. Yeah.
So Coach Deuce, tell me, man, for your stint in this thing, what has gotten better or what has gotten worse? Either way, you tell me. Either way, do you think things have gotten better over the years since you've been doing this, or do you think some of the situations has gotten worse since you've been doing youth football,
Yeah,
and why?
of course. Football has changed, and like everybody has says, it's parents have to be more careful with their kids now. More protective. Given the fact that us adults, we're ruining it. You know what I'm saying? So if I would say anything has changed negatively, I would say the adults. I mean, we're getting worse. I get social media, I get hyping up your kid, putting your kid out. You know what I mean? But it's just certain barriers we have to not cross as parents. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand where we at, and it's a time and a place for everything. But the good thing, I'm gonna say something good. The positive thing that I would say the football is becoming a little bit more exciting. Kids are a little bit more advanced. They know how they understand the game a lot at an earlier age. So it makes it a little bit like the 6U. Man, I've seen some 6U players. I'm like, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I would say that. You know, and I'm just excited to see like the transition as you know, we see the 6U kid, what he's looking like when he's 7U, what he's looking like when he's 8U. I'm a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say as during my stint, that has continued to grow, and I appreciate that about the game of football. You know, and what it does for kids. So that's it.
Yeah, so we touched on it a little bit earlier when I was telling you guys like the respect I have for the Alief Kings as an organization, and reason being, man, I seen you guys go through that whole transition with being the Southwest Bills and then coming back as the Alief Kings and just kind of remodeling yourselves, so to speak, into this dominant organization. And like I said earlier, in my opinion, it's just one man's opinion. I personally believe you guys are a top 3 organization in this city. I think y'all are up there with the likes of a RCU, regardless of how you feel about RCU, whatever you think. Hey, man, whenever you're dealing with the amount of kids consistently, and I'm speaking consistency on them having damn near 300 kids a year able to do a pureed side and a traditional side, man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of parents. I mean, and it is what it is. But not only that, even what Pop Green is doing with Space City, going out with the best kids from all over the city, trying to put them together and run an org. Hey, okay, respect if that's how you want to do it. You know, as long as the kids are getting what they need. And then you guys, like I say, with the rebranding, now being the A-League Kings and being probably the most dominant organization consistently over the past few years in Gridiron, hey, man, that's a hell of an accomplishment. That's a hell of a, and like I said, I can't put no order on it who's 1, 2, 3, but I can say I got respect for all 3 orgs and how y'all have done it, how y'all have rebranded yourselves. So what I would say going forward, I would personally like, man, to put together a down south showcase, and not down south as in the south side. I'm not into all, man, I'm 55 years old. I'm not into the whole north, south, no, because all I own property is on the south side. I had a house on the north side. I got property, unless you own something somewhere, say, man, don't be claiming nothing. So I don't claim nothing but what I own personally, because that's the only thing I can make money off of. You know, I leave all that north and south shit to these 20-somethings. But for me personally, I would just like to get the entire city together in the city of Houston. And man, let's put on for the city. Let's play a big tournament right here in the city of Houston, and let's let the best in the city see the best in the city. Then, at the end of the day, whatever funds we raise through vendors coming out and money's at the gate, let's redistribute that to all the orgs who participate. Let's redistribute those funds to help you guys get new equipment, new uniforms, whatever you want to do with it. That's on your org. But, man, I would like to have you guys back in as an org to say, hey, man, let's put something together like that and let's make it pop for everybody. Let's make it work. I want guys to come participate because I want you to get something back out of it. That's where I'm at with trying to bring the city together. Not just the south side or the north side of Houston, the entire city of Houston.
Yeah.
That'll be a great look, kid. I mean, that's definitely something that's long overdue. I cringe. I don't got nothing against the showcase. I don't got nothing against nationals, but I'm a common sense thinker. I think Houston is damn near the football capital of non anything below college. Houston is the football capital. From a little league, high school point, this is the damn football capital. And every time we got to drive 500 miles, go way down to damn Mexico to play against the same teams from Houston, at the end of the day, it make me cringe. I don't got nothing against the showcase. I'm not shit talking Clayton and them. They got a hell of a thing they do, but I just think that we can get the same results in Houston, and the participation gonna be way bigger if you can pull it off in a city like Houston.
Yeah.
You know.
And here was and I've just been rough drafting it in my mind, but to be honest with y'all, man, so we got to have a participation fee because somebody who get on that schedule ain't going to show up for whatever reason. So my thing is, once you show up and participate, if nothing else, you're guaranteed to get that money back. So at the end of the tournament, we break up all the funding and redistribute it to all the participating organizations.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say,
Yeah.
it's enough competition right here that, man, you're going to see a bunch of teams, Southside Ducks, for example, solid org. They don't play in Gridiron, so
Very
y'all will
solid.
never see them.
No,
Right.
no. And Kevin, that's a solid org. I might have them in my top three. I know they're not in your top three, but I got a lot of respect for what Marco and them do over there. So they might be in my top three.
They're in
Mm-hmm.
my top five. They're just not in my top three. And the only reason why
Okay.
is because, let me tell you for me why they're not in my top, if it even matters though, but why they're not in my top five, because I'm a type of guy, I like to solidify myself, like y'all was just speaking of earlier, in just one league and the competition in that one league and saying, hey man, let's year after year compete to make each other better.
Mhm.
So I like it when you stay put somewhere to say, hey man, we're gonna be right here. If you want to come see us, this is where we at. You know how to find us. So I said all that to say this. If somebody looking for the A-League Kings, where can we find y'all and what days of the week can we find y'all on at that particular place? Whoever want to answer that.
Anybody,
Anytime,
anytime,
anywhere.
anywhere.
Anybody,
Anybody,
hey,
Anytime, anywhere.
anywhere.
anytime,
They can get it.
anywhere.
Hey,
We don't
Anytime,
care.
just,
Because
anywhere.
we the
hey, just, hey,
king.
hey,
Yeah,
We the
hey, just be
king.
careful.
way
Y'all better know
high.
we
Just
the
be
king,
careful
man.
coming into the kingdom now, because
Yeah,
we
way
don't treat
high.
intruders kindly, man. You know,
Way
come
high.
proper.
So
Yeah.
give me a
Now I
give me an
will tell you
address.
this.
If I want to bring my son to come play with y'all, give me an address where I show up at.
You know that.
12601
There you
High
go.
Star Drive, Elsig High School, Wednesday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. You know, and anybody who want a game, we'll talk about all that later. But
We'll
you
talk
know,
about that later. I hear
yeah.
you. Yeah, no, I
But
agree with you, Bud, on something like for me, like my number one dude as a president who I've rubbed shoulders with, elbows with, and respect as a youngster is Marco. He my number one president on my list. I just need him to
Yeah.
stay solid in one league and take that competition how it comes.
Yeah.
But that's my
I
number
completely
one
agree.
president, and the only reason why, man, because I've watched Marco as a president from the time the Ducks came in, and we were in the same league at that point, and we compete against the Ducks on a year in, year out basis. So I just like what he has built as an org. So he's definitely in my top five. I can't boot him outside my top five because of how long he's been able to keep that thing together now for 11 years, I think. So I
yeah,
respect that part of it.
yeah, he
Yeah.
been doing his thing, man. Hats off to Marco. You know,
Good
anytime
dude.
you can survive, 11 plus years, 10 plus years, and then especially youth football right now, especially the way the circuit is now. You got a coach who go here, jump here, who they coaches just don't leave no more. Parents don't leave. They try to recruit the whole team with them to go somewhere else. So to dodge those forks in the road, man, and just keep on pushing and be a solidified org that name stays in the mix. Man, hats off to him. Hats off to RCU. Man, hats off to everybody who's
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
You
No,
know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
Marco.
Yeah.
I love Marco.
You
T Lane,
know,
let me ask you this, T Lane. Man, what you gonna do with Montel, man? I heard you got Montel over there. He say he the six
Ah,
U, he the whisperer on 6U. What you gonna do with Montel on 6U, T Lane?
Well, we already went through the spring. We played spring. We looked pretty good in spring. We beat everybody in spring, but them doggone Blackhawks. But they was a little more on the pure side of the 6U age group. But he was coaching the defense. He was coaching a little bit on the line on the offense. But me, I focus on coming up with the plays, calling the plays. As long as I do my part and they do their part, hey, it's gonna be some long Saturday mornings for some people. And we ain't talking about 2 hours. We talking about 4 hours. It takes 4 hours to coach a 6U and 8U game. Gonna be a long morning.
I hear you. So, Coach Deuce, talk to me about Eric, man, and what he brings to the table for you as a play caller.
Man, hey man, let Eric done work wonders, man. Like I said, as a collective, everybody plays their role. Everybody plays their role. Everybody does their job. We're gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? Well, what Eric did, he was able to put together a game plan that took us over the top. You know what I'm saying? He was able to manage head coaching his 12U, because he's still head coaching his 12U. Some similar to what T Lane and Jay Clee are doing with their 2 levels, with the younger levels. So Eric, well, and Coach Black. Shout out to Coach Black, because that was the defensive coordinator. So collectively, you know, them 2 minds, they help us see the game at a different level. You know what I'm saying? Kind of understand what teams were doing and put that together with what we already had with me, Coach Bldg, Coach Josh, Coach K-Hen, Coach Rick, and shoot, it was just like a big old pot of gumbo. Everybody loved gumbo. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? And we're gonna continue that success, and from here on out, man. So when you see the Kings, just know we coming. If y'all ain't been paying attention, y'all better start paying attention. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, Coach T, we can discuss Montel coming into your org. Coach just talked about little Eric. Coach T, who is one of them guys behind the scenes that grind like hell for the Alief Kings? And if it's 2 of them, give me both of them names, man, and what those guys bring to the table to make the Alief Kings a successful org.
Man, I got a long list, and like I say, I just want to shout out Kev. I'm gonna give you about 5.
Go
You
ahead,
know,
give them to me.
my boy Bud worked countless with me behind the scenes. Dudes worked countless with me behind the scenes. T Lane worked countless with me behind the scenes. Lil Eric worked in and out effortlessly with me behind the scenes on so many different things. You know what I'm saying? And we just piggyback off of ideas, man. Like, it's an open platform for ideas. That's why we keep innovating and evolving. It ain't really a dictatorship type show. This is an open platform where, meaning, the guys who are of significance, who puts in the work. I got Jay Clee behind the scenes. They just do so much in and out. We just make this thing work together. You know what I mean? So it's a collective effort by far that translate on down to our staff, tremendous team moms. I could go on and on. The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? So to narrow it down to 2, I wouldn't be able to do care even if I wanted to, because they all do so many different things that's valuable in so many different ways. So that's why we evolved to where we at now. You know
No,
what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate. I respect that. I respect that. So we got 3 minutes left in the show. I'm gonna give everybody a last final word. If they want to say something on the way out the door, we're gonna start with you, Coach T Lane. T Lane, what you want to say out the way out the door, baby?
Man, stay tuned.
Coach Deuce, what you want to say on the way out the door?
I want to apologize because I ain't mentioned my team moms. My team moms, y'all were great. Y'all were excellent. We couldn't did it without y'all neither, because I know they're going to be kicking me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my team moms, Miss Peaches, Miss Porter, and Miss Tetrika, Nene, all the women, all the moms that pitched in, Miss Gunn, to help contribute to our success. What I got to say is, man, shoot, anybody, anytime, anywhere, they can get it. We don't care. We the Kings. They ain't been paying attention. You better start paying attention and give us our respect, man. Appreciate you, Kev, for giving us that dope introduction, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that.
No problem. Coach Bud, talk to me, buddy. What you want to say on the way out the door?
Hey man, I just want to say appreciate you having us on the platform, man. This is good. Not only for Gridiron, it's good for youth football. Look forward to coming back, man. Let's mix it up. Let's get some of these other coaches on here. Let us go back and forth a little bit, man. Some friendly banner. Friendly banner. Not no goofy shit, but friendly banner. I'm all for it.
Coach T, last word for the night, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, man, it was a blessing to be a part of this. I think the Kings, we showed up and showed out like we always do. And for anybody who want us, like I say, we there, we coming. We ain't going nowhere. You know, the cream always rise to the top, baby. This us. You know what I'm saying?
Cream
So,
rises to the top.
yeah, hey, like I say, you got to go through the champ to be the champ, baby. So we'll
That's
see
the
how
truth.
this season unfolds, and let's go. We ready to rock and roll. That's it.
Hey man, much love, much respect, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for coming in the Gridiron Locker Room. Hey man, that's the Alief Kings, man. That is the
Hey,
Alief Kings right there on the screen. The 6U Gridiron champ and the 10U Gridiron champ from last season coming back to defend them titles and want to hit you in the mouth one more again. Y'all look them up, hit them up, man. If you're looking for your baby a place to play youth football. Look up them A-League Kings. They got a good, young, polished org over there getting better each day. Thank y'all, man, for being on.
right.
Thank you for your time. Thank y'all for everybody who tuned in. Gridiron Locker Room Football. Peace.
Hey.